Welcome back everyone, Scotty Combat here, and I want to throw something at you. We have 18 cameos, yet only 3 of them have an alternate skin. So let's get into it. Every single one of these cameo designs are now over a decade old except for Janet. So let's talk about a couple things. The only cameos with alternate skins available right now are Jax, Sonya, and Kung Lao. I didn't know it was going to be lost in rotation this long. So if you do see it, at least from now, it's been a rarity. Get it while you can. However, I want to talk about something else, and that's the other skins that we should be expecting with other characters that have yet to have a second skin yet. So, let's start with Frost. I'm definitely not being biased. Every single cameo that is out now is from before the NRS games. Everything before Mortal Kombat 9. So again, that includes all cameo skins from default and their alternative skins. Now, this is just my opinion, but I think some of the future skins are going to break that mold, and we are going to see some skins from the NRS era. Quick example. I think the next Frost skin is going to be the one from the last game, Mortal Kombat 11. If not, the only option they'll have left is the alternate skin from Deadly Alliance. Which is fine, I'm just saying I think more people would recognize Frost from MK11 now these days than they would from the 3D era. Now, several of these skins already count for the skin that we have now, which is MKDA, MKX Story, and the MK11 Classic. That's the Frost we have. I'd really like to get the MK11 Future skin in there. In fact, I would like all of them, of course, but if I gotta choose one, it would be the MKDA Alt or the MK11 Future. Next on the roster we have Sector, which, like most other cameos, he only has one skin right now, which we'll look at the options available. Sector hasn't changed in appearance that much throughout the series. If anything, I could see him being either a human Sector or the Sector from MK9 if they're going to go for a change. However, I don't see them using a human Sector, as the animations I think would be kind of hard to pull off. He'd have to like tilt back and shoot the missile as a human. I'm not saying it's not possible, just personally I don't think that's going to happen. With story mode also coming around the corner, and it being Lin Kuei as far as I know, I think it's going to be interesting how the cyborgs and their skins shake up as far as cameos versus main roster. Now this Sector is from Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and it would honestly surprise me if they used it, because it's still not that far from the original skin. My guess is some kind of human variation, or the one from MK9. Now, Kano has some options, and I'm just going to say it out the gate, I think he would look great with the Deadly Alliance skin. It's enough to where you can tell there's a difference. If you compare him with his MK3 skin, it looks too similar to this palette shade on the original skin. Now, Cyrax is similar to Sector in regards of having a human variation, and then his other model being a cyborg in MK9. However, they've showed Cyrax more in the human skin than they have Sector. So I am a little stumped on this one, because I do feel like it's more likely Cyrax would get a human skin than Sector, but it might be odd for one to get a human skin, but the other one not. I don't see either cameo getting a human skin. However, if one does, I think it would be Cyrax, and that's my guess going forward. Now this is to say that all the new skins from previous games are coming back. So for Serena, it would be Tournament Edition. This one is, well, they claim to be Mythologies, and then her time where she showed up in Mortal Kombat X. My guess is they would give her the Mortal Kombat X skin. Although with all this said, I hope they make new skins for the cameos. I understand it's like a retro board, but I still think it would be cool. Is anyone else surprised we got Darius as a cameo character in this game? I mean, I was kind of surprised that Serena was, but she kind of has a mini cult following, so I wasn't too surprised, but Darius came out in Deception, and obviously was in Armageddon because they brought every character back in that game, but that was it. So that leaves us with one alternative skin. And I hope they bring it back, because we don't have a lot to go off with Darius. Even if they want to make new skins for him, that's cool, but they still need to bring his alt skin back too. Also, I would prefer this to be Darius's skin. This is supposed to be his Deception skin, but I think his Deception skin looks more real than the MK1 Deception skin. And I think Darius should have been a main roster character. Seeing him as a bad guy in the story mode just didn't sit right in the scenes when he's fighting the good guys. In the new era, I think Darius would have fit good as a good guy, and on the main roster. As far as skins, if all cameos are getting new ones, I'm very curious how they're going to do Darius. Now, Stryker does have other skins he can call upon. They made him a skin in Armageddon to make him look a little more badass, which honestly a lot of people might call it goofy, but I do think it looks better than this. That might be a hot take. And there's also the MK9 skin to work with. But here's something I'm skeptical about. All of the cameos have skins predating Armageddon. Nothing MK9 or forward. So that would mean we wouldn't get an MK9 Stryker unless they're going to break this mold. If they do, then we have a chance to get this one. If not, then we'll get his Armageddon one. We need more cameo skins. I want to see where this is going. Scorpion's cameo, however, has a lot to work with, and I think it's a safe bet to go with the Shaolin Monk skin. Out of all the titles we've seen on here, we've seen Mortal Kombat 2, 3, Mythologies. I think a skin fitting for Shaolin Monks would be nice to change it up. I also think if they were going to put as many of the classic roster characters in here as they did, Reptile should have been in here. However, I don't think any of the replica cameos should have been here in the first place, I'm just saying. But take someone out that doesn't do much right now like Shujinko and give us Reptile. I think Scorpion's Shaolin Monk skin would have been perfect for this cameo. Hopefully they do it. If not, I'd like to see the Scorpion from Armageddon. It's still a 3D era skin. This SubZero says it comes from Mortal Kombat 1. If that's the case, this would be Bi-Han. However, I've had others tell me this is Kuai Liang. I'd like you guys to tell me honestly which SubZero you think this is. If it's Bi-Han, there are a few costumes to work with, and obviously if it's Kuai Liang, then we have other costumes to work with as well. But don't let me get carried away, let's talk skins. I think he would look good in the Shaolin Monk SubZero skin, and I'm being serious. It's a great skin, and if they're not going to use it on the main roster, they should use it on a cameo. I think the other plausible choice is if they don't use this for the main roster, is to use the MK Deception SubZero. It's a skin that many people want, and as long as it's somewhere, I think people will be happy. But I think most people would prefer it to be on the main roster. So hear me out on this. On the main roster, we already have MK3 SubZero and Deadly Alliance SubZero, and there's people wanting the UMK3 SubZero, which is possible. If that's the case, that's less skins for the Cameo SubZero, but there's plenty to pull from. I want to see Cyber SubZero come back. I don't care if it's Cameo or if it's main roster. Maybe it depends how this story's going to pan out with the DLC content, but after we know more, I'd really like to see Cyber SubZero come back. Next, we have Kung Lao, and I know I missed out on his MK3 skin, but I would really love to see his Deadly Alliance skin. I think that honestly would be my favorite Cameo skin of his. So, knocking on wood that it comes back. It's pretty unorthodox to see Kung Lao without his hat. It's still on his back though. It's just a cool different look. I like it. And the cool thing is, it is a Deadly Alliance skin, so it could fall on either Kung Lao. I promise I am not trying to sound mean, but they could start by trying to make him look like Shujinko first. Anyway, I digress. I think the next skin he'll get is the young version of himself. Well, I mean, no one uses him anyway, so we'll probably just throw him back in jail, and he'll just get old again. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like I said, unless they start making new skins, I really can't think of anything else outside of that. What about Mataro, you say? And I say, actually use his Armageddon skin. I know people hated it back in the day, but I think it would be a nice change up to have a two-legged beasted Mataro just walk out on screen, shoot his lasers. I really think I might be alone on this one, but I'm just saying I actually would like to see another variation of Mataro, and even though it's only two legs, they could still buff him out and make him look cool. For real, I could see myself going for it. Alright, off to Goro for the gun show. Now, I think we could use Goro for Armageddon skin and for Mortal Kombat 4 skin, because really they're the same thing. One's just more modernized than the other. And the outfit he has here isn't the same as that. So I think you could bring either one of those back and it would look good. A fine example of that would be his skin in Mortal Kombat X. It's similar to those last two skins and it looks great. My opinion on Tremor is, this is kind of a reimagination of, say, his original design and the one from Mortal Kombat X when he was a guest character. But since they are considering this the retro skin, I would like to see like an Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 version of it, like that kind of reimagination, which I doubt will happen. But if they're gonna pull from previous skins, I'd like to see the Mortal Kombat X skin. Just curious, you made it this far. Did you think I was gonna skip Chameleon? They did use her outfit from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. However, she still has her outfit from the N64 version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I think it would be great to have. Maybe it might be considered too revealing, but we'll see what they do. I hope for it. Well guys, we have officially hit over 100 subscribers, and I do want to give a very sincere thank you. Your likes and your comments and your support. I didn't expect it to pull me in like it has, and I really do enjoy this and communicating with you guys. With everything I've shared with the cameos, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on it. To the new viewers, hit me up if you'd like to play me. And to the regulars, I look forward to fighting you soon. As the old saying goes, see ya.